Hello everybody and welcome back to the 30-minute mission with Dentalelle Tutoring. My name is Andrea Twarowski, and if you are here with us for the first time, what this is all about is I just simply talk about dental hygiene stuff, dental assisting stuff. If any dental assisting or dental hygiene students have any questions, they let me know and I talk about it here. Because I've mentioned in the past few 30-minute mission webinars that I get emails from a lot of students, from a lot of dental assistants, from a lot of dental hygienists all the time, and I feel bad because I simply don't have time to be emailing people the same answers to the same questions all the time. So it might take me a day or two to answer somebody's email, and then I think, well, why don't I just make up a video? Because I'm sure a lot of you have the same questions, and even if you don't have the same question yet, you could at some point. So these 30-minute mission videos are to sort of help you and learn something new a little bit every single week, because I do these every single week, which is awesome. And they're 30 minutes at the most. Some could be a little bit shorter. It depends on how many questions that I have had, because right now I'm about 3 weeks full of questions, so to speak. So that's why if you don't hear your question in this video, you will probably hear it in the next one or the one after that. So having that said, I mean, feel free to email me anytime. In fact, I'll leave my email right here for you. Feel free to email me anytime if you have any questions, or if you simply say, you know what, well, since she's able to answer my questions, let me just ask her more about pharmacology, because I have a pharmacology test coming up. Or you might say, I have an anatomy test coming up. I would like to learn more about anatomy. Or if you're in practice, you might say, what do I do if my dentist is asking me to take x-rays every 6 months, but I know I'm not supposed to because that's not client specific, you know, things like that. So feel free to ask me anything, and I'd be happy to answer them. If you do email me though, and you simply need an answer now, then I will email you back as quickly as possible. It does take me, however, it could take me up to 24 hours to answer you back, because I do get a lot of emails, which is nice though, so keep the emails coming. But I'm just letting you all now know that it might take me a little while to answer your emails back. So these videos are actually helping me because I can answer more than one person at the same time, especially if you all have the same questions. So anyway, so for the video today, I did have a question from somebody asking me. They were audited for their portfolio actually last year, and they said that they ended up spending way too much money, way too many hours, taking courses, doing this, doing that. So they're asking me for next time if there's any free courses out there, if there are any free videos, free webinars out there, things like that. So I actually did find some things for you, and I'm sure even if you're a student now, you'll be a dental hygienist soon enough, right? So you'll want to know where you can take some of these free courses so you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars for each course. And things can get expensive for sure. And if it's a course you absolutely have to take for yourself to update your skills, then there's nothing wrong with spending money on a course. But for a lot of you out there, especially if you're starting out, you're probably thinking, okay, I was in school, I'm $60,000 in debt or whatever, to spend $200 on a course. I would love to do that, but I just simply don't have the money. So I'm going to be sharing with you a few free sites that are awesome. So one that I use often is vivalearning.com. So right here, you guys, I became a restorative hygienist, and they have awesome free webinars for me also, which is awesome. And they pretty much have them for me, for dental assistants, for dental hygienists, I believe for even dental receptionists too. So all you have to do is sign up. It is easy, you know, you just have to click the button here, free to get started, and I'll just sort of show you guys some examples. So here are some of the webinars that are coming up, and there's some for everybody. And even if you can't attend the webinar live, that's okay, because I believe the recording is up there for a while after. Like, we're not talking a few hours or a week or two. I believe the replays of the webinars are up there for at least a year. So because I'm the type where I'll say, okay, let's just pick one here. So I'll say this one looks interesting. It says fluoride varnish and risk assessment. Are you practicing traditional dentistry or evidence-based patient care? So I'll say to myself, okay, that looks awesome. It's coming out. Oh, it has come out, I guess, January the 27th, and it's now February. So it means that if I click enter, then I can listen to and view the recording on that. But if I saw a date, let's say I see something here, the date is February 11th. So I might have all of the best intentions of signing on for this webinar, but life happens, right? So then I might go, oh shoot, you know what? I was supposed to watch the webinar tonight, but I forgot. Well, they actually send you, like if you do sign up, they will send you the email saying, I'm sorry you had missed the webinar. Click here to replay the webinar, So, and they're typically an hour long, sometimes even 2 hours. So that's, awesome, right? So you get an hour or more of continuing education that you don't have to pay for, especially if your goals has something to do with the webinar, then that's awesome. So these are all free. I've never had to pay for any of them. Some are more interesting than others, let's put it that way. I've attended a few where I watched it for 5 minutes and thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to fall asleep. This is either over my head or too much for me or something. So then I just sort of don't look at it from there. But keep in mind, this is something you don't have to pay for. So the worst thing that could happen is it's a very, let's just say, not interesting webinar. So you just have to sign off and then click on something else and then you'll be all set. So this one's, this one's awesome. Like, I do use this website a lot. So that's at www.vivalearning.com. In fact, I can write that down for you guys. I think this has amazing stuff. So vivalearning.com, and I'll say it again, you don't have to pay anything, which is pretty awesome. So I'm just going to cancel this one here. So the next one, you guys, which you may or may not have heard of or seen, is a free magazine. So it's the Rdh Magazine. You can sign up and they send you this magazine by email. I don't know if it's a physical copy. I don't think so, because if it was, then it wouldn't be free, I'm sure. But they send it to your email, or you can simply look at them here. So I'll click on the issue that had just come out, and they talk about a lot, and it's the same thing. Like, if this is something you took the time to read for a half an hour or for an hour, you can use that towards your continuing education, and it's not something you ever have to pay for. So I say you might as well. And then even after you read an article here, now I thought they would have listed off the articles because I clicked on the magazine. Oh no, here it is. So you click on the picture and it shows you the table of contents. So let's say we want to learn more about the tobacco use in hookahs, if I'm saying that right. So let's say a goal could have been something like you want to learn more about different uses of tobacco. Well, this would be one of them. So smoking a cigarette could be one. Using a hookah could be another, So if you take the time to read this and take notes, that's probably worth at least a half an hour. So, and this is something that is easy to see. You just simply have to click on the website, which is, I guess I should let you guys know what that is first. It is rdhmag.com. So I'll put that down in my notes for you guys too. Whoops. Rdh Online Magazine. So this one I use quite often too, because I say to myself, okay, so I'm reading new information. I'm reading new material. It's not something I have to pay for, and I can use it for my portfolio. So it's a win-win, you know. It's always a good idea to learn something new, and even if you are a dental assistant, this I think could help you, because I mean, learning about the tobacco use and hookahs is good for you. It's good for dentists. It's good for anybody, right? So even though it does say it's a magazine for dental hygienists, I don't see why assistants wouldn't be able to use it too. So I think it's good for anybody. So yes, so I do use this one often. As you can see, I had liked them on Facebook, because you see my face right here. So I did like them on Facebook. So this one is a good one. And like I said, it's a digital magazine. So it's not something, oh, okay, neat. Here's just another way, whoops, to view the magazine, I guess. I didn't notice this before. That's kind of cool. But this looks like it's a different magazine, so I must have clicked on a different one. But you know, so you can actually see what it would look like in paper, and you have it in the PDF digital version also. So I think that's neat too. Okay, anyways, so Rdh Magazine, pretty cool. Let me cancel out of that. And another one, which I did talk about in my last webinar, is the CDHO Milestones magazine. So even if you said, okay, I need to do some more reading. I know it's 2016 now, but I can still do some reading, let's say from 2013. So just click on the month you want, and the magazine pops up, and you learn something new. And this whole thing, if you decide to read the whole thing, you can use, of course, towards your continuing education. So it's the same thing. If you take, say, half an hour to read through the whole thing and take notes and, you know, print this, make sure to make note of everything that you do, because then that equals up to more and more hours, whether they're goal related or not. So just another free site for you. Oh, I should write that down so I don't forget. So it's at CDHO, is it .com or .ca? That's funny, I can't remember. I clicked on here, it's .org, okay. So actually, I'll copy and paste the website for you guys to take you directly to the Milestones magazine. Now, some of you may get the magazine by your, in the mail, or some by email. So it depends on how you signed up for it. So when you were filling out your form, you would have either put a check mark next to you want it in the mail or you want it in the email. I used to get them in the mail, but then I found I wasn't actually reading them. So why am I having them waste paper? So I don't get mine in the mail anymore. They send me a notification by email, so if I want to read it, which I do in time, but it's just not something that I do right away, and then I find that I have all these, you know, things in the house that I don't need, and I end up throwing it out, and then I think to myself, okay, I probably shouldn't have done that. So the digital version seems to always work the best for me, but it's totally up to you. So enough with that magazine, fun. Now, another site that I love, which you've seen me talk about in a few of my videos in the portfolio workshop, is dentalcare.ca. So I'm going to write this down because this one's awesome. I was introduced to this in school, actually, and it's the same thing. Like, everything you don't have to pay for. But I heard somebody told me that if you click on the one for the United States, they actually have a lot more courses. So let's just click on that and see what that happens. It looks the same, but they might have some more courses. And if you wanted to, see this little menu on the right-hand side, you can just click on a topic. So there's a ton. Let's say today we want to learn about amalgam restorations. We just click on that and do a search for that. And even if we wanted to say we want to learn, we would like to see courses that apply to dental assistants only. So you can just click on that. And let's say we would like to see all the topics. Do a search, and then it will show, oh, it says there's none. That doesn't make sense. So maybe it's because I am in the US site. So let's try the Canadian where I was, because I know I've taken some before that were aimed primarily for dental assistants. So let me just kind of look at this again. So I'm just doing a quick search for nutrition here, but I want to see, are there any courses for dental assistants? There has to be, because then otherwise why would they have the option, right? So let me search on that, dental assistants. Okay, good, that makes more sense. So it says 10 courses found. So if you scroll down here, you can see all sorts of things. So they do have a lot, and I like it because some of these courses, they tell you that they are good for, say, 3 hours of continuing education. Some are for 6 hours. I took a course, I forget which one it was now, but it was good for 6 hours. And I thought, okay, the course was not that long, but that's what it said. So I thought, okay. So you see up here, as soon as you click a course, I'm going to highlight it here for you. It says continuing dental education units, 4 hours. So technically, if you read through the whole course, you could either download the course notes or click to get started directly on the website. So I'll just show you guys in case you're curious. So if you would like to click start, then all you have to keep on doing is you read the first part, you click next. You read this part, click next. And it's listing off everything you will learn. So if you would like to go to a certain page, you just have to click on it or just click next to keep on moving along. And then all of the info is right here. So see, I always like to actually save the course because I tend to not read through the whole course at once. Like I'll do a half an hour here, a half an hour there. So if I wanted to save as a PDF or to view as a PDF, you can do that here. In fact, I like this. I kind of would like to save this for my students. I'm going to save this like right now. Oh, I can't. It doesn't let me. I wonder if I can take a screenshot. I probably could. But I'm on my Mac and I'm still kind of trying to get used to it. Oh, can I export it as a PDF? I think I can. I am going to put this on Facebook, you guys, right now because this is awesome. So anyway, sorry. So I'm going to save that. And yeah, though, but as you can see, there's a ton of stuff here. So, and at the end, for them to print off a certificate for you, you just have to click the end. When you're right to take the test, you would click take the test. I can't remember my login info, so I can't log in at the moment, but if you take the test and pass it, they print off a certificate for you to show that you did indeed take the course. And if you pass that test, and I believe you can take it as often as you like, so you might as well, then that course did say that it was worth 4 hours. I think that's awesome, and it doesn't look that long, and it looks like you would learn a lot. So I just kind of clicked on the PDF file. So again, it says right here, you guys, it says 4 hours, it says the author, it says the title, and I'm just going to scroll down just to show you guys what some of these courses look like. So you can see there's a lot of info here. There's info, there's pictures, which is always good, but there's a ton of stuff. So, you know, instead of simply reading a textbook, this may make things a little more exciting for you. In fact, this course looks awesome. I think I'm going to save this because this looks awesome. So just so you have an idea, in fact, I did actually save these charts before, And I had given them to my students actually a while ago because these charts make things a lot easier. So I'm kind of happy that they still have them. But again, so after you take the test and you pass it, they send you a certificate by email or you have to print it out, and that's 4 hours. So that's a lot. And over 3 years, again, all you need is 75 hours. And that may seem like a lot, but it does add up. So I like that one. So I did make a note of that, didn't I? Yes. So I'll put it down here, dentalcare.ca. This is a good one too. Did I have any other ones? So these are free, but there is one out there that I've been able to find that's not free, but if you were thinking of a more clinical, hands-on type of course, the RDHU is, awesome. I mean, I can't say that from experience because I haven't actually been to a course, but from what I can see, they teach you a lot, and there is always a fee though. But I have heard of people who have been to a course or two for them, and they love it. So that's always a good sign. And usually, if you sign up for their newsletter at the homepage, um, as soon as you sign up, they actually give you a code where if you sign up for a course, you can bring another person and you don't have, or they don't have to pay. Something like that. Like if you sign up and pay, you're able to bring another person and they don't have to pay anything. So that's nice. And they actually offer that a few times throughout the year. I know I saw that when I first signed up, and then I noticed it at the end of the year too. And if I had a little more time on my hands, I'm sure that's something that I would do, but I just haven't been yet. And where are they located? It's not Toronto, but I think it's near Toronto. Where are they located? Okay, they're located on Ontario Street, so near there. So yeah, so this is another option for you. It's not free. It is something you have to pay for, but if you were thinking of a more clinical hands-on thing, then this would be awesome. And I can write the website down for you too. Let's go to the home page here because they do have some courses, but I believe you have to pay for all of them here. But again, like if that's something you want to do, that's okay. But like I know even for me, like anytime I can take a course for free, I'd prefer to do that. And because I can sort of self-study at my own time. So I believe I listed off all the free courses. I do hope that helped. And even the webinar you're listening to now, they're usually about a half an hour. So you are able to use that towards your continuing education. It would be part of your additional learning activities because I'm not actually teaching you, at least not in this one. I'm not teaching you anything, so you couldn't say you're learning anything from me because it's more of a information type of thing, but you could put it down as part of your additional learning activities. So if that helps, and like I said, at the most, the webinars are half an hour anyway, and if you take notes on the side, say for 10 minutes, then that makes it even longer. So that's usually what I like to do anyway, but 75 hours does add up over time. Okay, so I made all my notes here. So free courses and things like that. Let's see, how much time do we have? Okay, 23 minutes, I still have time. So, okay, so I did have another question here, which is in the middle, about office policy. So somebody was asking me, what needs to be actually seen in the office? And I mean, I've been in the same office for about 11 years. If we have we do have office policies, but do we have anything down on paper? Not that I've seen, so maybe I should look into that and kind of see if we do have something. I do know we have a dental hygiene manual, which just pretty much says, you know what? I haven't looked at it in a while, actually. I printed out a new one for my office, which actually lists everything, but I don't know where it went, so I don't know if somebody kind of took it home. But before I was there and I started as a dental hygienist, they had given me the manual, and all it just pretty much said was how often we typically take um, X-rays on patients, which should be client specific anyway. It mentions something about how often we see, like if we see a patient with 4 millimeter pockets, how often we should be seeing them. So it was a very small manual, which you can probably tell because I can't even remember what was in it. But it depends on the office. So they do say you need to have office policies, and they need to be somewhere written down so that anywhere, or if there's anybody new who comes into your office, they know where to look. Now, when we have a new person or people come into our office, um, we don't show them anything. I mean, we show them things, but there's nothing to give them, like such as a manual or the office policy paper, because I don't really think we have anything like that. We should. You don't need to have, well, no, you might need to have it, because I know for my portfolio, a goal that I had a few years ago was to make a manual of some kind, so the office has it to say sort of what the dental assistant is supposed to do, what the dental hygienist is supposed to do, and just how everybody should be working as a team and what they all should be doing and what's expected of them. Because if you don't tell people, or if they don't know what's expected of them and they don't do something properly, well, you shouldn't be mad at them, because if they don't know what they're supposed to do, and if there's no piece of paper kind of telling them what should be done, then it's kind of like, okay, well, we can't really say too much about that. There's a doctor who works in my office that I know has office policies for his team, and he has a manual or 2 or 3 for his team because he has a much larger practice. And they also try to sell a lot of services. So in the office manual, they have things like, if you sell this much, or if you have, say, 5 new patients come into our office because of your referral a month, you'll get an extra $60 or something. I'm not sure the exact number, but it's something like that. So if it's something you have to sell things for, then your commission and things like that would be in the office policy manual somewhere. But it does depend on the office. But legally and ethically, you need to have your WMIS in the office, and people need to know where that is. Now, that's the one thing that I know we have, and I know where it is. So if I ever had a medical emergency, say I was opening up some chemicals of some kind and it spilled on my hands and I had an allergic reaction or a reaction of some kind, I need to know where that sheet is for that chemical to see what I'm supposed to be doing next. So that is something that you do have to have, which I know at least we have. But everything else I think is more office specific. So if you all could kind of email me and let me know, like, is this something you have in your office? Is it something you haven't looked for? You might have it, but you're just simply not sure. Because now that I've been talking about it, I kind of would like to look a little further in my office and see if we do have something like that. We might. I've just never seen it. But again, I've been there for 11 years. So if I haven't seen it, it's probably not there. But I also haven't really looked for it either. So I'm kind of curious about that. So maybe I will follow up with all of you in another webinar. But if you would like to email me though, and just let me know if you have any office policies in your office, if you have a lot, if you have some certain office policies where you're like, yeah, we do have it, but nobody actually follows it. Things like that. I'd be curious to know. But I think that's all for today, our 30-minute mission. Yeah, hey, look at that. It's been 29 minutes. Any questions, as always, please send me an email, and I do hope that this helped. I hope you're all excited to learn more, because you won't have to pay for any of those except for the RDHU. That site at the bottom here is the one that you do have to pay for. So let me just say you do pay for these courses, but they're hands-on. So if you needed a more hands-on approach, then this is a good one to have. But all of the other ones that I have listed, you don't have to pay for anything, which I think is pretty awesome. So I'm going to highlight these ones that you don't have to pay anything for. And as always, please send me any questions, and I will see you all in the next 30-minute mission.